All right, this is David Marsh again with eminitradingstrategies.com. This is part two. And our last video, we discussed trading other markets using Pro Indicator version 2. We took a short trade. We're going for a 10 tick target. And I mentioned that I haven't really traded the market. So I'm just using some of the rules that I know and some of the entry rules that I know on my system and just applied it towards the Nasdaq, and even said that you've got to be fluent in my system before you try to trade other markets. So I don't really have a defined profit or a defined stop set for the Nasdaq. So again, I'm not selling a Nasdaq system, but I'm just showing you the power of this Pro Indicator version 2 software. It's a great program, and it can be used for other markets. So what I did is I just took 10 ticks profit, 8 tick stop, and we hit a little bit of resistance, so I ended up moving my profit up a little bit. We could have been hit at 1908 and a quarter. I was initially going for 1908. We'd ended at 1910.50, and looked like we're getting, it was whole number, just moved it up one tick. We would have been filled, and then I moved my stop loss down to tighten it up and lock down some profits. Ended up bouncing right up, stopping us out. Still made a profit on the trade, but then as you can see, it went all the way down to about 906.75. So we had just about 4 points profit had we stayed in that trade. So we're going to see if we can do one more trade. We'll wait and see if we catch a long trade, and we'll kind of do it the same way. Just 8 tick stop loss, 10 tick target, and kind of see what it does and take it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we'll come back when we get a trade set up. Okay, we're back. We took a long position. We have a long NSC on the Nasdaq E-minis. We're filled there at 1911 and a quarter, and we'll see if we can make a little bit of profit here. Now, this is just technical analysis 101. Where do I want to set my profits? Well, just basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking at this little top here, right around 1914.50. So a little bit of a top here at 13 and a quarter. So I'm right around 13.75. I mean, I may take that down around 13. Somewhere in this area where we had a lot of play, we had a lot of action, sideways action. It may come up here and form a double top. And that, now don't take this the wrong way, that's not part of my trading system. I don't trade double tops or things like that, but it is worth noting. I mean, and again, I'm new to the Nasdaq. You're watching me trade something that I don't trade, and I'm putting my own money out there with my software, and I'm just kind of giving you some basic traders technical analysis insight that a lot of you probably already know that I'm going to use to help me determine where I'm going to exit. So probably right around 1913, right in that area where you got a lot of uh, play. When I say play, I mean a lot of sideways action. It's just kind of running up, running up. So I'm just going to take this down about 1913, and that'll give us not, again, a tick is a little bit different price wise. A point in the S&P 500 is $50. A point in the Nasdaq E-minis is only $20. So when you lose, you don't lose as much money, and when you win, you don't win as much money. But with that said, I still got to have a stop loss that has room to breathe, and I'm just using 8 ticks. That's what I use on my S&P normal system entry. I use an 8 tick stop loss. Benefit to an 8 tick stop loss here is that I wouldn't lose as much money if I lost the full 8 ticks, right? But of course, profit, I've got to take that out there. I want to make some profit off the trade. And again, because I don't have a set in stone system, I'm just looking at charts, basic charting 101, and looking what showing you what I see. And I get up here a little bit more, I want to start moving up my stop loss. In my S&P system, when I get 4 ticks of profit, which we already have, I take my stop loss to break even. Okay, so I say, okay, well, I don't want to lose any more on this trade. So because I don't trade this market enough to make the determination if I should move that stop loss, I'm not going to take it to break even, but I'm going to go ahead and take it up 4 ticks, reduce my risk on a trade. Okay, so as a student of mine, when you learn the Tick Trader course and you learn how to trade the S&P E-minis and you've got Pro Indicator version 2, I teach you a lot, and you're not going to learn it all in a day. There's a lot of education, a lot of videos you got to learn, a lot of questions you got to ask. But it's one of the things that after you become an experienced trader, you kind of get a feel for what you want to do, what you don't want to do. I was watching the market just as you were live on the last video, and it bounces a little bit more than the S&P does, so I'm a little less inclined to take my stop loss to break even. I want to give it a little bit room to breathe, and I'm not going to lose as much on the trade. So if it hits my profit, then I'm going to take it to break even because I don't want to lose now. See, now I'm okay. There it goes. I was at profits and I didn't want to lose on that trade, so I took it up into break even and would probably start moving it up. That's something else you can do too. If you just want to give it a higher target and simply just keep running your stop up, you could do that too. So that's me trading the Nasdaq E-minis with very little experience, just not as a trader, but as a Nasdaq trader, just using the basic rules that I have in my Tick Trader day trading course and my Pro Indicator version 2. I mean, you saw it live, real trading account, and that's what it is. So thanks for watching.